All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing all right. I've got a hell of an echo going on.
You do. All right. Let me check on my
It
end.
might be me. Anybody else in the room? No echo there.
All right. Is everyone okay? All right. So let me turn down maybe my volume. Maybe you're just getting it from my end. Try now. Is that better?
No. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Let's get started with Norm refreshes his machine there, and we'll see if we can take care of that audio. Let's take a look at what we had yesterday. So let's hop in here into our watch list. We had a pretty good day yesterday, guys. A lot of great moving stocks, some wild ones, but you had a couple of maybe about two or three that did put in some good patterns, at least right at the open. Some did continue for the entire day, depending on how they played out. So let's take a look at what we had. Let's start with BB was the first one on my list. Let's get our 5 minute chart in here. Here we go. So BB, not too bad, guys. Great active pre-market action. Obviously, their daily has been incredible to look at. Been trading very nice over the last couple of days. Again, a lot of volume, even this morning already at 11 million shares traded. So pre-market started looking very good at 8 a.m. In the morning. Did continue into the market open here. Got a beautiful drop, losing the low of the day there. And then a great bounce back up to the VWAP and a beautiful continuation as well towards that pre-market high that we had at 2069. Look how clean that was, right? So maybe this is a very difficult trade to get to take in here. This is a reversal here into the VWAP. That's not an easy trade. But after that, you can see the continuation. Once it goes through the VWAP nicely all the way up towards that pre-market high, you do get a nice drop back down to the pre-market. Then here it gets a little bit choppy, obviously, and then another drop again. So again, you have some opportunities in here. Had to be a little bit patient on this first one there, right? It looks like it was going to get going, kind of puts in almost an engulfing, then it drops back down again. So that could have been a little bit frustrating, but it does give you some good opportunities. Here's a EXPR. Now this one, it did have an initial drop. Then from there, it was very tough to trade this one. Didn't really put in a great trading, intraday trading after that. So not too bad, but definitely not great. Apple, guys, again, the initial move on Apple was great. This first pop here, and if you're a 1 minute trader, if you're trading the 1 minute charts here, you can see how the breakout was nice here. This is a 5 minute, but if you look at the 1 minute, this breakout was real nice, leaving this area that we talked about in the pre-market was an area of resistance the entire morning. Eventually, it breaks out of that. And that was a beautiful pop over to that 145. It gets a little bit choppy in here. And then we all know what happened here. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get to the market post, 1045. We just had this huge sell-off on the spot, and obviously Apple, one of the stocks that heavy follows the market. This one you can see like Thor will call it in the chat room yesterday, the waterfall, right? So the waterfall happening there on Apple. PLTR was a good one, guys, breaking out again from these some of these levels we had here. It did break out from the pre-market high, which is right over here as well. It is not marked there, but that's where it is. And you can see here, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the pre-market high that it broke out of right here. Yep, this is it right here because I did have that mark, 36.33. So it gets to that, then breaks out of that nicely. Beautiful continuation here, beautiful pop. And then you get this. This is what the thing about that is frustrating about PLTR. You get these drops out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but you get these aggressive drops after big moves, right? Continuations usually do not happen well on PLTR. You get this drop here, but it does become almost a nice engulfing pattern. But the move after that doesn't really justify the move towards the upside against it, right? So pretty tough trade there. Gets choppy after that. Then we know 1045. We have the drop here all the way down to 29 or so. But again, these are the type of stocks that when you see the market moving in the direction it was, there are other better trades to take, right? There are other tickers you can look at that are going to follow the market, like Apple, right? That one did it just perfectly. This might not be the best one to do that with, right? It could be done, but there's better stuff out there. BBBY, guys, again, yesterday we had all the B's on deck. Here, this thing broke out nicely on the 5 minute. They give you a continuation, right? So if you got in here for the pullback, you had to hold a little bit, right? You had to hold for it to get going again for the second leg. and the next move up was really clean, guys. Never dipped below this level here, so you were able to hold through this if you got an entry on the pullback for continuation. And then if your patience was in check here, this paid off real nice, guys, going all the way up to 48. So again, really nice move here. And if you missed that, there's other moves out there too. There's an A, B, C, D pattern right on here as well. So after the consolidation here, after the support of the C support here, you can see volume coming in nicely, another breakout. So again, there's several ways you could have traded this. This was very, very nice. And then also here 1045 to drop again, as we talked about with the market and roll. This one actually took a very nice hit. It was a beautiful one. The continuation on this one was very aggressive though, right? You can see it's coming down all the way down to 30.98. INTC was great right out of the gates, guys. Right out of the gates, good rejection here. Could not continue to make new highs as it was bouncing from this 55.90. Did kind of like a double bottom here in the pre-market. Excuse me, let's mute that. Double bottom here in the pre-market, and then took off real nice there, dropping down here aggressively all the way down to 11. So again, pretty good stuff here, guys, on INTC and everything else. Also Neo I had it as a secondary, but it did get nice later on in the day, guys. Actually traded pretty clean here, right? Starting out, did get the drop before the market started selling off. This thing already looked very weak there. It was trading below the VWAP. I saw a lot of traders calling this out in the chat room, so good job there. And it traded very well, guys. Very, very nice on Neo also. With that said, let's go over to our market pulse. Norm, what do we have going on today? And a little bit about the market yesterday, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we had that big sell-off yesterday that was bought right back up, and then we essentially closed flat-ish this morning. So that was interesting. I still didn't really see what was a big catalyst on that. Maybe it's out there. Maybe somebody knows. I haven't heard anything that convinces me that 100% was what caused that. But there was, that super high volume at that point was interesting. Like I said, got bought right back up. We're essentially flat this morning. Economic data wise, there's some home price stuff coming out about 9, and then 10, there's consumer confidence info. The Fed starts meeting today for their 2-day meet that happens every 6 weeks for rate policy, and that'll be announced tomorrow, 2 p.m. And then, of course, followed by Jerome Powell's press conference, 2:30. So they have the airing of grievances and the feats of strength to determine if they will keep the money printers going.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see. Well, it should be interesting. That is for sure. Market looks great though, man. I mean, this thing is just insane. So again, we just actually the test that just came in. Somebody texted me now asking me, why does the market drop the way it did yesterday? And again, sometimes things are unexplainable. There's maybe some catalyst out there, like Norm said. We'll have to figure out what took place there. But either way, sometimes things you just can't explain it. You just got to roll with it, and it is what it is, right? Not everything is explainable sometimes. All right, let's look into it, guys. What do we have today as far as gappers list? We have quite a bit in the green, actually a whole lot in the green, a lot of yellow here today too as well. So that means lower float type stocks, 3.9, 1.44 million. We have a 27, 17, 3.8. So a lot of low floats in here. We're gonna run through these. I think some of them we have looked at before in the past. And then we got a whole bunch going down all the way to Fubo all the way down there at 2.1. Up, gapping up this morning. Our gapping down list not as aggressive, so we will look at that as well. All right, let's start with IDSA. So EDSA. EDSA pre-market action. Okay, we got a good pre-market action on this one. This is a 3.9 million shares flow, so it is a low flow stock. We got some good volume in here. Let's get rid of this. No, that's not doing what I want to do. Delete. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's get some rows in here, and we'll add EDSA in our risky pile down here. EDSA, there it is. So here it is, 3.6 right now trade at the moment. They're up 80%, looking pretty good right now pre-market, very, very active. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Here's a KOSS. This was 1.4. Now this was not looking. Yeah,
EDSA has drug news. They're working on a trial for therapy for COVID. The more serious cases of COVID that have a certain, I think it's acute respiratory, ARDS, acute respiratory. I cannot talk this morning. Respiratory distress syndrome.
Yeah,
man, I apologize. I swear I'm not drinking at 7:42 my time.
Yes,
And then costs high short float, 1.4 million share float overall, and apparently it's being targeted by Wall Street bets this morning. So
all right, so I like the news on both of these. Definitely got a good catalyst behind it. Cost right here. This one is okay compared to EDSA, right? This one looks a whole lot better, a lot more volume, looking pretty nice. We can keep cost here as well. Let's do that and to see how that plays out. It is up nicely, 77%. We'll see. We'll see this pre-market action can get going. It's early. MYO, horrible pre-market action right now. So really no volume at the moment. They're sitting at 4 million. So I don't want to see anything at 4 million with this type of volume or pre-market action. If they have a catalyst, maybe it gets better later on in the morning. But right now, not looking all that great. We have our buddy BYND. Wow.
maybe your buddy
What is going on with these guys today,
Beyond the
Norm?
Meat. I believe it just came out. They announced a partnership with is it Pepsi
Okay.
for some snack foods and stuff.
Okay. All right. So
I don't,
partnership with Pepsi, BYND,
I don't have
definitely.
details because it just came out a minute ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. So at 8:30, guys, see the volume coming in here, 200,000, 400 the next candle, and then another 200 almost now. So 762 at the moment, up 21%. I mean, this thing is a
yeah, that's a
monster
huge pop
right
if you could have
now.
caught that early.
What was that?
That's a huge pop if you could have gotten in that early.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So careful here now, guys. Again, after big moves like this, sometimes you get a aggressive pullback. So be very careful chasing this, right? You got to have a strategy in place here, no matter what you're trading. So again, very nice right now, guys. Great volume. Let's see how this news is going to play out and how it's going to give us some opportunities here, if at all possible. Now, BYND, guys, it always has been a very difficult stock to trade, right? The movements here are very aggressive. The spread right now, I've seen as far as 50 cents at the moment. So again, just got to be careful with that one. AQMS we had on our list yesterday. I took it off. Let's see what it actually did for the day. Did it do anything good? All right, actually it was okay. Nothing great. Oh no, it was not that great. You could tell here it didn't look all that clean in some areas, but yeah, I think today we might find stuff that looks better. Their pre-market action not so bad though. I don't want to completely destroy it here. This stuff is okay. The daily though, daily's not that good. I'm gonna skip on this one for now. Let's look at GameStop. GameStop is just this is just insane. I mean, I don't know what do you say about GameStop. I mean, yesterday we saw the madness there, going from the breakout here was at 88, sorry 94, hitting all the way up to 158. And then you obviously get the drop right from 158. You drop down to what is this 133, right? This is the scary part because this right here can happen at any moment. So just again, I don't know how people trade this or have the guts to get in a trade like this, but yeah, it's we'll see what happens today. Today's a little bit more calm at the moment in the pre-market. We'll see what action we're going to get out of it. So I'm going to add it on here, guys, because this is entertainment purposes for sure. We're having a lot of fun talking about this one, but just be very careful with something like this, guys. A lot of people hurting today. That you got to remember, out of every transaction, there's a buyer and seller. So somebody up here decided it was a good time to buy. Somebody. And now, after this drop here, who knows if they even have an account anymore. So OEG, we looked at this one yesterday as well,
I think the
right?
Wall Street bets guys said they left some astronauts behind above 155, and they need to go back to get them. I was it John that sent that yesterday? He saw it on Reddit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was great, man. I mean, it's just insane, guys, insane. OEG here. This one not looking great right now. Pre-market, not looking exciting. Yesterday didn't look good neither. We took it off our list. It doesn't look good as a possible intraday trade, so I'm going to take this one off the list for now, or not add it to our list as we move forward. All right, we got a lot in here, guys. I'm not going to go through this. I want to skip. Let me see. Skip down. Workhorse. Anything good happening there? Workhorse daily looks interesting. Couple of good days here. We can add that on there. Let's head on down. What else do we have? I'm trying to pick off some tickers that might look good this morning. Wait a minute, I think we looked at this one before, right? In the past, this was a good low flow trade in the past. Not looking good today though. Etsy is very difficult to trade. We know that they're not easy. They are active this morning though, up 9%. Let's throw it on here as a possible. We'll come back to that one.
I think that was on Elon Musk tweet saying he loves Etsy.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Anything Elon?
it's a crazy market right now, isn't it? Our
And it,
catalysts are becoming stranger and stranger. Two
it's
years
like,
ago, we talked about those things called earnings,
yes, they made
you
some. They meant
know,
something.
and stuff. And then, of course, it got a little bit off the rails when we started talking about shutting down the entire country and diseases. And now we're
Yep,
talking
yep.
about people tweeting they like a company.
Yeah, or TikToking about
And
whatever. It's
yeah, exactly. And memes are catalysts now. This is freaking bizarre.
it is scary. You come out with a Snapchat filter and your stock can gap up 15-20%. It's insane. How times have changed. But yeah, so we'll keep that on there. All right, let's stop here from the what's gapping up this morning. Let's look at what's gapping down. We have the first one leading the way here, down 7.1 right now is IZEA, whatever, however you say that. But at the moment, pre-market is not looking great. Yesterday had a nice day. Let's see what it actually did yesterday. What's the float on this? 45 million. Doesn't look like it trades well. Just looking at it here now, actually not that bad. Without looking at the price action itself, not that bad. So, but the pre-market is not there, guys. So I'm going to take it off. If it gets better, we'll probably add it on to it. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. You know what? Let's be nice. Let's put it as a possible. Let's be nice. POTR, again, had a great move at the market open. Couple of good days so far. Pre-market action right now, very active, 1.7. Can we continue here? On this move up. Right now, we're down 4.1. Is this a pullback to recover, or are we going to slam back down here on POTR? I think it's worth taking a second look at this one. Just be mindful. The moves, the pullbacks are very aggressive on a stock like this, so be aware of that. CCIV, I always take this one off my list, but let's see how it did yesterday. Looks, yeah, nothing too exciting. Again, we had a lot of the stocks do this yesterday, so this is nothing out of the ordinary to have stocks that did this yesterday. We saw Apple, we saw BY. I think a couple of these do this drop with the SPY, but for the most part, this looked very choppy. Well before that did not look great there at all. And after this, it does recover and it becomes choppy again. So I'm not gonna add this one. Riot was great yesterday. Mara was great yesterday towards the downside. But again, we have no shorts for this one. This morning on Riot, we're not seeing a whole lot. How about Mara? Yeah, not a whole lot neither. Very choppy. I do like their daily though. If you look at Mara's daily here, they were sitting at this area of support. Possible drop here. Maybe test this 1572. But again, we have no shorts for this, so I'm not gonna add it. All right, Go EV. What do we got going on here? Go EV is down 2.7. Pre-market is not looking great for intraday play here, so we'll skip on that one. AUPH. AUPH pre-market 404 traded right now. They're down 2.3. Their daily obviously very interesting here after gapping up, opening up at 2050, dropping the entire day yesterday, selling off here and not in a clean fashion at all. So not a fan of the way this one trades. I think the intraday doesn't look all that exciting here neither. So Norm, what do you like this morning so far that we have not discussed?
I think you have to look at BBBY and BB for sure. The Bs that were in play yesterday.
Yeah.
They've had some decent volume. I believe they both got downgraded this morning. They're of course in focus a little bit on the Wall Street bets stuff, so they'll be in play, would be my guess. Just be careful with them. And then AMC, I don't know if I'll trade this. I really am hesitant to trade. I think one time in the last 3 years I've traded a stock under $5.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I believe somebody said they got an upgrade this morning. I had not seen that, but they've got volume for sure up 10%. They've been beaten down and they're having been shorted. So those are a couple on my list. There's other stuff out there, but I'll leave it to other people to throw some of them out.
Yep, absolutely. I do like BB and also BBBY, both really good, especially BB. Their pre-market action looking real nice this morning. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm with you, AMC. Again, stocks under $5. Again, they're just a little bit different on their price action. Not that they're bad, but they're a little bit different. So I completely get that as well. All right, let's go over to the room, guys. What do you guys have this morning? Let's start with Nas. Let's start with you. Oh, you gave us BB, so we have that already. Yes, Nas is saying small size. Yes, yes, always small size. Always manage your risk accordingly. TP, let's continue with you. AMC. Oh, we just looked at AMC. Okay, Gem. Let's start with you. BYND, we do have. All right, Hamish. Let's start with you then. J and J. Here we go. So J and J. All right, J and J is getting a nice pop here. Johnson and Johnson up 1.7, 281,000 at the moment. Their daily looks amazing. I think they're looking pretty good. As a possible because they are a very difficult stock to trade.
Yeah,
It's not good at all sometimes, really.
yeah, it's terrible. I didn't. That's why I didn't even bring it up. They had earnings
Yeah,
this morning. They have a catalyst, but I mean, they're a
yeah.
Dow component, and I mean, like maybe GE I could pick that's worse to trade, but not much.
Yeah, yeah, and even GE, I think we have had some good trades on GE, and I don't think I ever had a great trade or good trade on J and J.
There were a couple of days back there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
when the cancer
Oh,
from
yeah,
elk
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
was coming
yeah,
out and
yeah,
court cases. There were a couple of times when it could trade okay, but on earnings or something that it's just it's
yeah. It
tough.
doesn't do well at all. I love the daily guys on this one, and I'm sure that's what you're looking at as well, guys. Right? Beautiful breakout here, but again, we'll keep it as a possible. Might not even stay there because it is just almost impossible to day trade this stock. DKNG. Let's take a look here. So we haven't looked at this one in some time. Right now, pre-market action 414. They're up 4%. Not a great pre-market action. They have volume in it, but is not trading well. Their daily has been very choppy as well, guys. Again, I don't see many breakouts. We had some pretty good times with this one when it was, moving nicely. We had it here. We had it when it was coming back. Look at the difference in candles, how great this was trading. It's almost like ABCD pattern after ABCD patterns. Couple of breakouts. This was nice. We had a lot of fun here. We haven't seen that type of trading that we were getting back then now. So I'm
They
skeptical
got an
to add
upgrade
this
out
one.
of Goldman this morning, by the way.
Oh, they did. Okay, that could change things. All right, that could change things. Let's I'm gonna put it as a possible just because the pre-market doesn't look great. They're daily though. If they can break out of this 54, the few times that we have broken out of this 54, we have hit some good numbers here. 57. What is this over here? Last time 56. That could be interesting. So, but right now they're not looking all that great at the moment. That could change. All right, let's go down to Workhorse. I do like Workhorse. I added this one on here. Pre-market's looking good today. Had a couple of good days here. Three green days. Getting towards an area of resistance. Over at 28. We'll mark that there since we're talking about it now. 2804. But yeah, this looks good. Good volume as well. 1.3. AMC we looked at. We have that as a possible plug. I've seen that on both ends on YouTube and our chat room. Scroll up here. There we go. Let's look at plug. All right, what do we have? So plug at the moment, pre-market action is starting to get going here. Their daily has been, it's just kind of stuck between this 70 and 62.50 looks like. We're getting more towards the top end of this consolidation. That could be nice if we get a breakout there. And we know plug can do breakouts real nice as it has in the past. So let's add plug. I think I like that one this morning. Great value, 1.1 million and good pre-market action right now. Fuel cell. Fuel cell pre-markets okay, not all that great. It's starting to get going here though at 8:35. You can see here more volume coming in, but it's got to stay steady though. So hopefully that continues to happen. Their daily has some potential here, maybe towards that 1950, and also you have another level here at 21. But right now, maybe no, possible. Let's do that. We've seen a lot more volume though from them. Their volume 574 is pretty light for them. So for the pre-market right now, usually they're at 1 million something by now. So let's see if that's going to pick up a bit here. AMC, we do have DKNG. We looked at. It's on our possibles list. AMD, let's take a look there. What do we have for AMD at the moment? AMD's got a great pre-market action today. This is good. I like the way this is moving there. Their daily is not great. It's pretty crappy right now. Hasn't been good in some times, but within here we've seen some really good days. Obviously some really nice pops out of here. I think it's worth adding at least as a possible, but I like their pre-market action. 500,000 shares traded right now. They're not up a whole lot, only 1%, but actually for AMD, that's nice. For AMD, 1% for AMD is pretty decent. They don't move they don't gap up or down that much like that, like some other stocks do. OSTK, now this one, guys, I think when we were trading this at $17, and again, I haven't looked at this in some time. It was a very difficult stock to trade. Very whippy, very unpredictable. The pullbacks were insane. The spread was horrible. Not sure if that has changed, but just looking at the information we have now, the pre-market is not looking decent. We have a 44-cent spread. The volume is very light, up 13.4, which is great. Their daily does look better than it was looking a couple of September and October, right? Very choppy in here. We kind of got a range going here, so this is looking nice. Possible breakout today, but I'll have to see this in the scanners. The spread has to get better. The volume has to be better on this one, because if the spread stays this way, it'll get tighter, obviously, in the market open. But if the volume doesn't come in, this could be a very, very difficult stock to trade. It'll be very, very whippy, and we've seen it do some nasty stuff before. So VXRT, a couple of people throwing that one out. VXRT. This one here, another one that got to be careful as well. Could be very choppy also. Right now, pre-market down 1.5, 1 million shares traded. I don't know, something about this pre-market action that is just concerning me. I maybe all these wicks that we're getting here, I'm not sure. Something doesn't look all that clean there. Yesterday had a big day. When did that start? Yeah, actually, then out of the gates, it was
Another
very
high short interest
Is this what it
ticker.
is? Oh man, look at this here. What do we have for them? We are like above 60 type thing.
No, it's 34, which
Oh
is
yeah, that's still high. Still, yeah,
that's very high.
yeah,
But
yeah.
just,
So
I mean, when you're starting to compare it to things that are 135%, I get
yeah,
it doesn't seem that high, but 35, 36% short interest is very high.
yeah. I fully agree. So again, they had a hell of a run yesterday. Can that continue today? I think with that info, that makes it a little bit more exciting. I don't know if it'll be on the main list, but definitely worth taking a second look at this later in the morning. All right, workhorse. We do have Raven. Thank you for that. All right, GM. What's going on with GM this morning? GM right now, pre-market action, not all that great. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Is there any
Mm-mm,
news? Any news? Bounce off the nine? Yeah, I see that. But that bounce, I mean, we had a
mm-mm,
great bounce 2 days ago. I mean, yesterday. I don't know about today. No, what's your thoughts?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not
We
seeing
we
it.
got there's no reason to stretch. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe it
yeah.
does something today, but we've got so many options here that look fantastic. You don't need to stretch into something that's, you don't need to pull somebody up from the minors.
I like that. 100% agree with that. All right, guys, let's go. Let's take a few. We're running a little bit late on time. Just gonna take a few from YouTube. Let's start with Franklin Garcia here. You're giving us NOK. Fabio, I'll look at yours too. I'll look at Microsoft next. NOK here. What do we have? We are 3.33. 33 million. Yeah, let's get that right. 33 million shares traded. I don't know. These type of stocks, again, coming up from under $5 with this type of volume, I find them very difficult to trade. What's the float on this one, by the way? It seems like it's a high
Massive.
float. Yeah, it's massive, right? Yeah, so it's something about these $5 stocks that are, have a flow of
Five and a half
4.7.
billion.
Yeah, they don't trade well. They don't. They trade different. Let me not say well. They trade different, and usually not what I look at. So I'm gonna skip on that one.
I mean, they do have a catalyst, which is 5G, but the ATR, what's the ATR on Nokia? 3 cents?
16 cents.
Fif- yeah, 15, 16
Yeah,
cents.
yeah, yeah. So
Once again.
you have to take like about 5,000 shares
And
to make
it
it.
moved yesterday, all day yesterday.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
moved 30 cents.
30 cents. Yeah, yeah. And again, and there's something about
That massive 30-cent gap, and it moved another 30.
right, right.
That's the
And
issue.
that is the issue. And again, some people, some traders, I mean included, are not comfortable taking a $5,000 position, although the risk is the same. We talk about percentages. Just something about that just doesn't seem right. So we'll skip on this one for now. Let's take a look at Microsoft, guys. Microsoft is actually running pretty nice this morning. They're up 1.1, 586. They must have some news, but again, Microsoft, another one that is a hit or miss. I'm not sure what the catalyst is this morning. Great run the last couple of days. We'll take a second look at it. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, 9 a.m. We have to go over to our announcements. We'll come back and take a look at this list one more time.
All right, guys. So tonight, 5 p.m. special time, Eamon's breakout trade, how he trades breakouts webinar is the success webinar is this evening. Special time, 5 p.m. Don't want to have Eamon never sleeps to begin with, but let's give him a 3-hour break and put it at 5 instead of 8. Next week, normal time, will Tuesday 8 p.m. will be Thor's using how he uses pivots and market auction theory in his trading. Then tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Dr. Katz doing one of his town halls where he's going to take a couple of traders out of the community and kind of have a little chat with them. I believe, oh, no, that's the other one. Excuse me. So that got a great reception last time we did that. So looking forward to that. And then next week, Creta, 5 p.m. Once again, she's in a European time zone, so she's at a special time, 5 p.m. Going to be talking about mental edge. There is opportunities for questions in that one, but if you have a question, you have to pre-register your question because it's kind of limited space. You can email Mike on that. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trades. It should have entries and exits, of course, so we can see the actual trade. And then any commentary you can give to describe it, post it on Twitter, tag at Variable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We'll announce the winner for each day in the closing bell shown on Twitter. And then we will take all the winners for the trades of the day for that week, vote over the weekend. That winner will be announced for Trade of the Week on Monday in the closing bell shown on Twitter as well. All right. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to try out the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24 to get a discount on the intro membership. That's 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat. Doesn't auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. It also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class that he does every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern live. You can still use the promo code NEWYEAR40 for 40% off an annual elite membership if you would like to become an elite member or upgrade to the annual.
All right, thank you for that, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's jump into our watch list here. Let's start with our secondary first. Let's kind of fine tune this a little bit. Starting here, VXRT. VXRT, what do we have? So, you know what? It's starting to look better. Yeah, I like VXRT. Let's leave it here. AMD, I think, looks great. I think AMD might be a main watch list today. So let's put up here AMD. It's looking very nice right now.
Peter's day.
I did. I could see Peter grinning from ear to ear right now. For those that don't know, this is Peter's like #1 stock of all time. All right, so AMD is here looking very good this morning. AMC starting to look nice here, breakout. But again, like I agree with what you said earlier, Norm. Who knows how this thing is going to go. We'll keep it on there. Etsy, very difficult stock to trade. For that reason, guys, I'm going to take it off. It's just, again, the intraday on this is brutal. So we'll take that one off. It is in play. It is popping up nicely today, 9%, 715,000. But for intraday, it's not the best stock to look at. IZEA, I don't even know why I kept this here. Let's take this off. This does not look great. The daily, again, it's exciting to see this pop here, break out of 471, possible continuation. But yeah, spread is horrible. Volume is okay, but the spread is not great. Hopefully that'll get better, but for what we're looking at, based on what we have, the other ones that we have here, you know, that one's not going to compete today. Johnson & Johnson will keep it on there. They have a catalyst today. Again, we'll be surprised if this thing can do anything nice as far as intraday trading. DKNG could be a hit or miss. We've seen this thing trade very well, so hopefully today that's something that can happen. A good possible. Fuel Cell, I'll keep as a possible. Microsoft also has a good pre-market action. If we didn't have such a great list up here, Microsoft would be on my top list. I'm sure some moderators will have this one on their list because it does look very nice this morning based on how they are used to trading. So towards the bottom here in our risky pile, we have GameStop for entertainment purposes only. I mean, I think this stock it's a gamble right now if you take a trade on this, right? You got to be very, very careful. Make sure you are following your trade book at all costs when you decide you're going to trade GameStop. Cost here, this one very active. I do like this pop that we're getting here. Again, careful, very risky stock. EDSA is the low flow of the day. It's got some value here, 4.3 up 72%. Let's see if it finds some kind of base here in the pre-market. So these three, again, very risky. Be very careful, but they are in play today. Let's look at our main list. BYND obviously in play, guys. Very nice this morning. We'll do some levels for that. Workhorse is looking good, very active today. PLTR. PLTR, I think, is so maybe down to a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, doing that will bring us down to 6 stocks, and that's the most I will watch. And actually, it's a little bit on the high end, but 6 is the most I will watch. BBB is good, possible continuation. BBBY as well has been a lot of fun to watch. Let's see what happens there. We do have shares for short. If this thing does decide wants to test at 26 again, we do have plug in here. That looks good on the daily, possible breakout if we can get going. And AMD we just talked about. This one looks very good. Okay, let's do some levels. Let's start with beyond the meat here, guys. So let's look here. We have we just crushed this in the last couple of minutes. 196. We're we just went right through that. Our high of our pre-market is 219. What is the all-time high for this? I know it was something insane. Are we above that now? Well, it was insane when it was trading at 40 bucks, but what is the all-time high on this? Okay, no, and yeah, here it is. So is that it? I think we're getting, we're getting fairly close to that, the way we're moving this morning. All right, so around 238 or so. Right in here is your all-time high for BYND, guys. Remember how fun this was? And then it just started trading very wild. Today, we're in for a good one with this one, guys. So 219 already, high of the pre-market. The last area of support we have here in the most recent time is going to be this 196. I want to go back here to our all-time high. Let's see if we have some levels we can put in here, which right now we're going through them very fast. See, this is not a great daily to find levels off right here. I'm gonna put some levels on there, but keep in mind these are minor areas of support and resistance. You do have one here at 207. Again, don't put a whole lot of weight because this daily doesn't look great. It's not like it is over here, right? You got a lot of touches on this level here, which is one of the lows and highs of our current situation now, 164. That's a great level. A lot of touches on there. This here, not so great. So be mindful that we have 207.33 there, but it might not be the best level. Although we are respecting it this pre-market, you can see that there, that 207 going back almost a year and change there. We are respecting that. Towards the bottom, guys, we do have another level here. A lot of touches over at 184. Below that, we have another great level here at 171. So again, very careful, guys. Be mindful with the number of shares you take here. The spread for the way this thing is trading right now is about 30 cents I'm seeing here. So that's not bad for a $215 stock. So just keep that in mind when you decide to take a trade here. The spread is going to be around that 50 cents. So be careful there and watch the number of shares you take. Workhorse looking good this morning, guys. Very active pre-market action. We have 28, which is an area of resistance right up here. Above that, we do have a level here, 28.87. And then all the way up here, we have another one at 30.01. So again, looking very strong. The last couple of days putting in some really nice days here. We're gapping up again today, 10%, 1.5 million. Towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market is marked for you already over at 25.75. So we could keep that on there. I do like where the price action is sitting at now, and I'm going to mark that level 27.12. Right, so if you look at that level there, you have an area of resistance, support, and now we're kind of trying to hold this at 27, 13, 12 at the moment. So let's see what happens there. But I definitely want to have that on. I think that could be a good one, a good level to have marked down on your charts for this morning. Going down to BB again. BB was nice yesterday. This morning they're looking very active as well. Up 6. Although we sold off for the entire pre-market, or at least a good chunk of it, we are still up 6.2 on this one. So again, don't let the drop here fool you, right? This stock is very strong. Look at the daily. This thing's broke out just in November. This thing was sitting at $5, now at 18. So be careful in having any type of bias on this stock. Again, not saying it's going to bounce and go up to 25, but just be mindful, that this is not a weak stock at the moment, right? They're hot right now. They got a catalyst going for them. So it's a lot of push for this thing to go higher. 1860 is the low of the pre-market at the moment. The top high of the pre-market sitting at 22.28, and then in between here you got the highs and lows from yesterday, the previous day close, and towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Would have been on Friday. So again, pretty good level set here already. I do like the pre-market action on this one. We do have shares for short. We have great volume, and it is up 6.8, although we sold off quite a bit so far into the pre-market. Here's BBBY. So low of the pre-market right now, sitting at 29.12. We had an insane day yesterday, but although this looks crazy, guys, it's not like a GameStop crazy, right? It's just two different type of charts here. If you look at BBBY, this was more controlled. It was actually tradable. You could have actually taken some good opportunities on BBBY yesterday, right? You had a beautiful breakout from the high of the pre-market. You had a ABCD pattern form here off the VWAP. That would have been another trade there. Another breakout of the high of the day, right? So now this becomes the high of the day. That's another breakout that had a good continuation. And then you had the drop, right? You had this beautiful drop to VWAP, and then you had the market, flush down at 1045 and created this, most likely helped this continuation drop nicely. So although you see this massive candle here, you can't compare it to like a GameStop where it was just, almost looks exactly the same as far as candle wise, but this was just uncontrollable. I mean, this thing was just all over the place. The holes on the way down, just again, pure gambling. If you did not have a strategy for this, a lot of people are hurting today. And a lot of people, I'm sure, will not be able to trade because of touching GameStop yesterday, right? So again, just be very, very careful. All right, so here's a BBBY, guys. That's looking good. I like what we're seeing there. High of the pre-market is marked by the high from 2 days ago. We can mark this level here at 34.98. So I'm going to throw a level there as well. And I think we're pretty much set right now for this one. So volume is okay, 758, down 2% this morning. We'll keep an eye on that one. Here is Plug. Plug is looking nice. Their dailies has been kind of just chopping around here between, what's this, 67.47 and what seems to be like 62 or so. So I think they have some potential to get going. They've been very strong over the last couple of weeks, guys, doing very nice here. A couple of nice gap ups here, and they have been able to hold. So are they looking to test this 74 up here today? Who knows? But right now, their pre-market actions looking very clean at the moment. They got some good volume, 1.5, and they're up 4%. So I do like what I'm seeing there. And what I like also, we're at the top of this area of consolidation, right? So we've been chopping around. And we usually, when you're at the bottom, if we were like at 62, this would look good as well. And if it's in where we're at now, 69, this looks good as well to break out towards the top. So I do like that there. Let's see if we can get some momentum. And if we could pierce through that, that would be great. AMD, guys, looking very good. Great pre-market action. This is textbook pre-market action here. You got good volume. You are up 1% this morning, and the price action is looking very clean. So 95.20 is high of your pre-market. Above that, you have the highs from the last 2 trading days. So this is going to be a nice area of resistance if we can get going towards the top side. Above that, we do have 96.46. Let's throw a level there. Over here, we have another one, 97. And just for the heck of it, let's throw another one here, 99. 98.99, right there. You can clearly see area of resistance going back into the 10th and the 12th, the 11th and the 12th of this month. So that's looking good. Towards the bottom now, you do have your previous day close, which is a great area of support. You can see that right on there. So that's pretty much marking your low of the day. If we were to look below that, this area right here, although this daily looks a little funky, right? Starting to get better now, though. Look at the movement now. Starting to get a whole lot better. Here it's just all chop. But this 93, you could tell there was a lot of resistance happening at 93. And you want to mark that there just in case we do drop towards the previous, under the previous day close. But right now, does not look like that is what AMD wants to do today. All right, guys, that is what we have for our main list. Looking really good. Let's take a look at our moderators list. Let's see what we have lined up here. I'm just going to scroll up and we're going to bring our visuals in here. Who do we start with? Who's on top? Thor. All right, so Thor. Let's look at Thor's watch list yesterday. I'm sorry, Thor's watch list for today. I'm thinking about Thor's talk yesterday in the chat room. We had a good time there. Peter came on after that. So again, pretty good stuff happening there in the chat room. A lot of great information given by both of those guys. Workhorse on his list, J&J, Johnson & Johnson on his list, good earnings. So let's see if that creates some good momentum or action for us. LI is on his list. Apple, he likes Plug as well, for a possible EV play here. Peter, IPOs today, EZGO. Another truckload of SPACs. Okay, so we have BTMB, SSAAU. Can we make that ticker any longer? And Bio2U, TU. So those are opening up today. Those are SPACs, Peter. These are these ones down here. Is that what that is?
That's better than when you tell me "F you to you." Bio to you.
I agree. I agree. So again, so those are on there for today, guys. We'll see how SPACs are becoming a very big thing. They're really becoming a lot popular than they were at least last year, at least for me personally. John, high of day breakouts, BYD, Tesla, and Microsoft is on his list. Peters, of course, AMD. And so many to watch. All right, so he only has AMD right now on his main list, looking very good this morning. Secondary list, GE, BYD, BBBY, BB, Johnson & Johnson, PLTR, Apple, and GameStop for fun. Yes, for fun, absolutely. It's definitely entertaining to see what's happening there. Tiffany, plug BB on her main watch list. Secondary list, Workhorse, BYD, and Tesla. Brian is looking at BYD, plug BB, BY, GE, Workhorse, and EDSA. I think that's one of our low flows of the day, up 66% right now, 4.6 million shares traded. So again, that thing is on fire this morning. Jared, LI, BA, Workhorse, BYD. We'll take a look at BA. I think the rest here we looked at, those are all looking very nice. Secondary list, BB and Tesla. I see a lot of people with Tesla, so we'll look at that as well in a second. Amen, Fubo, AMD, BNGO. Secondary list, CCIV, RKT, and Tesla as well. Again, there goes Tesla one more time. And then Mike is looking at Apple and Microsoft, which both are. I don't think did we look at Apple? I know Microsoft looks amazing. Let's take a look at Apple. They were nice yesterday as well. It was yesterday before. Very, very clean. Apple is very active today. 1.8. Looking to head back towards that all-time high they created yesterday. Yeah, Apple is nice, guys. It's a lot of good stocks today. Let's take a look at Tesla quickly before we log off from YouTube. Tesla also looking very clean. Unbelievable. Hitting, what's the high yesterday? 900 looks like. Just insane, insane, insane. So maybe we'll get 1,000, 2,000. They'll do another split again, and it'll just keep going. It's just insane.
I want to say one thing real quick before we hop off, Carlos,
Yes.
and that is this. A lot of people noticed some weird price action yesterday at the open. I mentioned in the room, we didn't, it hadn't happened yet, so it obviously didn't come up in the pre-market show, but there was all kinds of strange things going on. Bid asks being way out of whack with what the actual price was. And it wasn't platform specific or broker specific, because I even noticed I look at Thinkorswim on a mobile app at times for other accounts. And so I was looking at Game. The bid ask was showing like $120 and like a 20-30 cent spread. And the stock was trading on the chart above 130 bucks. Things were completely out of whack. And I did see a note put out by NASDAQ. I don't have it to post right here. I only have it on my phone, but that there was an issue with their technology. Something was wrong yesterday up until about, I think it was 10 a.m. Eastern. So just a heads up, because a couple of people had mentioned that. So that was all over the place. It was everybody. It was exchange. It was an exchange mishap. It was not brokers. It was not platform related. Hopefully we don't encounter that again.
Yeah, yep, I agree 100%. Now, Norm, was this just on GameStop or it's just every ticker had this issue?
Yeah, it was
Every
all
ticker?
over the place.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, guys. Again, things that's what happens sometimes, right? So it's part of the business. All right, guys, that is what we have. Thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. We appreciate you guys joining us this morning. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like what we're providing. And we're going to continue here. Brian and Andrew are up next. They're going to walk us through the open, go over their watches and what they like this morning. And we will see you again tomorrow. Reminder, tonight we have the Success webinar. So do not miss out on that. We'll see you then. And for those that are not joining us, we'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. Take care, guys, and have a good one.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.